wasn't too long ago, I came to the Senate floor to talk about the dangers of bad blue city policies. Ideas like defunding and degrading the police, progressive prosecutors, and bail reform. These policies are dangerous for our citizens, our children, and our communities. Well, a few weeks ago, now, I'm up here again with an update. Americans agree with those statements that have been made. Americans are concerned about the nationwide rise in violent crime, and they don't trust politicians who allow crime to continue. And I don't blame them, and most Americans don't blame them for being upset. New York Governor Kathy Hochul was forced to change bail laws to allow judges to set bail for more repeat offenders and those accused of gun crimes. About 66% of the registered voters in New York overwhelmingly support that change that took place in New York. And why wouldn't they? Keeping dangerous criminals away from innocent public makes our communities safer. And New Yorkers now know that, and probably did always know it. Across the country, in San Francisco, of all places, another referendum on safety happened. Voters were recalled the progressive prosecutor, Chesa Boudin. Boudin refused to charge or prosecute certain violent crimes, like felony domestic violence. After only 2 years on the job, even liberal San Franciscans rejected his soft-on-crime approach, and he was fired. And why wouldn't they? Prosecuting dangerous criminals for the crimes they commit makes the community safer, and San Franciscans now know it. Nationwide, it looks like Americans have cause for hope when it comes to violent crime. Compared to last year, many cities are a bit safer, but a few cities are getting worse, sadly to say. Why? Because they're still using the bad ideas that Americans are rejecting. Homicides in Los Angeles are up compared to this time last year. Well, they've got a progressive prosecutor, George Gascon. Homicides in Washington, D.C. are up. Well, we've got police defunding to thank for that statistic. Now the city is trying to play catch-up to fix its mistake while their citizens are still in danger. Homicides in Milwaukee are up. Well, they've got bad bail reform policies. These policies let a dangerous man who shouldn't have been locked up, who should have been locked up, run his car through a parade last year. I'd spend a few minutes focusing on bail reform. We know that only a few hundred people commit most of the murders in any given cities. These criminals get arrested an average of 12 times. And most Americans know what logic tells us. Keeping people who commit crimes off the streets increases public safety. Well, it seems pretty simple to me. If most crimes are committed by a small group of individuals who commit crimes over and over again, and we can keep these repeated offenders away from innocent people, innocent Americans, then we should do just that. The best way to do this is through effective bail policies. The federal bail system assesses the risk to society posed by the individual who is arrested. States would do well to mirror the federal system. Americans are paying the price for bad policies that they don't want. It's time to stop these terrible progressive blue city ideas that make Americans safe again. I yield the